Greetings, Weight Watchers and friends. It's Love is Fit to Love Me, and I am here with my February favorites video. I'm calling this a weight loss favorites video because everything that you see here has to do with cooking or eating on a weight loss plan. Okay, so starting from here, this is spray butter. This is spray oil. We use this to spray our pans, our baking tins, or whatever it is that we need, that we would normally like kind of coat with grease or butter. And as long as you don't use too much of it, it is 0 points. Next thing we have here is an old favorite, which is the Fiber One caramel nut bars, chewy bars. These bars taste like candy bars to me. They're 5 smart points, and that is less than the points for a candy bar. And also, you know, it's high in protein, so you kind of at least can make yourself think you're eating a little bit more healthily. But the point is that they are delicious and for only 5 smart points. The next thing here I have is popcorners. These are like little almost like potato chips. They're like corn potato chips. They taste like tortilla chips, but of course they'll have different flavors of them. So like the white cheddar, you know, can possibly put you in the mind of Doritos, but without the strong taste. Basically, I use them in place of tortilla chips or tacos because they're really low in points, 4 smart points, and the bag has, you know, a good number of them in there. Also, you can just use them as potato chips. I just eat them as potato chips as well. I love these 4 smart points. The next thing I want to say is the Kraft fat-free cheese. Okay, so I was so reluctant to try this because I don't like fake cheese. I don't like cheese that does not melt and stuff. Now, I literally have not tried this by itself. So I don't know that this, how this melts alone by itself, but I do mix it with 2% or you know, regular cheese, and it's a great filler. And I mean, I have never noticed it. So, I mean, I should go ahead and try it, you know, with, you know, alone. But definitely as a filler, like to just bulk up the amount of cheese that you're going to use and keep your points down, this is freaking awesome. So it's 0 points for a quarter cup, 1 point for 3/4 cups, and 2 points for 1 cup. The next thing I am presenting is bananas. Now, these are not the bananas that I'm talking about. Bananas that I'm talking about are the super duper ripe ones. The super duper ripe bananas are very sweet, and especially if you mash them up, they're great additives for baking goods, for basically for ice creams or anything that you want to eat that's a sweet, but using a natural sweetener, that's going to cost you no points. Now, if you blend this in the blender, like making a juice or something like that, it does count as points, but I don't count them as points for mashing them, and I don't know if I'm wrong for that. If I am, please let me know. But mashing them and adding them as, you know, instead of like oil for baking products, or definitely in place of sugar, this is awesome. I have been using bananas, like the super ripe bananas, like crazy lately. The next thing I have here is an insulated grocery bag. So when I'm going grocery shopping, obviously, this one is a really good size. This is not a, there's no place you can really buy this particular bag. I just got this from the university. On the other side, it has a university symbol. But I just got this from the university, and it has, it's like a promotional bag. And it has a zipper, which I love, and it has this insulation. And I have washed these bags like several times. So just in general, a really good, really large size insulated bag for your grocery purchases. This stuff keeps so well. The next thing I want to talk about, actually I'll skip over here, is freezer paper. Okay, so you all might know that I do a lot of freezer cooking. That is the way that I prep my my foods for. That's the way I prep my foods. I don't prep like where you put them all into like little containers and have one for every day of the week or whatever. No, I prep like for like a long time in advance as much as possible so that I could have as much variety and things to pull from. So this past couple of weeks I made Dorito casserole, and with the Dorito casserole I filled in with the popcorners. I used a few Doritos, but for the most part I filled in with the popcorners, and it actually gave it a better flavor. So I made that. I've made burritos. I've made breakfast bakes. I've made mini muffins. I'm going to make cornbread today. I've made chili. So whatever needs to be wrapped, or I've made sausage, so whatever needs to be wrapped or frozen like individually, just either wrap them in freezer paper and then stick them in a Ziploc bag, or lay them out flat lay the individual items out flat the way it is on this picture, and then let them dry individually. Like, make sure they're not touching, let them dry individually. Then you'll have them, you can just take them off the freezer paper and stick them in a baggie. So like, for example, if you have like this candy bar, right? Let's just say this was unwrapped. You have this candy bar and they're wet, or they're not dry and hard yet, individual yet. So you're gonna put them on freezer paper, stick that in the freezer, like put one, another one, like not touching, put them on freezer paper, and then they will freeze individually, and then you can just take them off the freezer paper and then dump them in a Ziploc bag once they're frozen. So I'm in love with freezer paper. The next thing that I'm using are gloves, disposable gloves. So I use them for like when I don't want to put my hands in meat, in ground beef, or on chicken and stuff. So I use that for that. My daughter uses them for washing dishes because she's such a diva. But or she just basically she wants to keep her hands and her nails together. I'm, just teasing. But yeah, we always keep these on hand, and we actually will argue about them if they're like running out, and I'm like, you didn't tell me we need more, because that means I have to put my hands in disgusting. I just don't like the feeling of beef or whatever in my hands. I don't like that. The next thing are silicone baking pans. I particularly am talking about these muffin pans because I can use them not only for baking but also for freezing. So whenever like I have, let's just say I made some chili, right, and I want to spoon out individual portions of the chili, so I spoon them out in here. Like I think maybe they were like a half cup serving, something like that. Or a third cup. I think they were a third cup servings actually. So 1/3 cup servings. I spoon them into here because that's how much it can fill. It couldn't take I don't think it could take a whole half cup. I think it took a third of a cup. Spoon them into here, freeze them, and then pop them right out. And then I have a block of chili that can be reused later. And take that block, take those blocks, throw them into the freezer, and then I have those chili freezer cooking. So love those. The mini baking pans are another item that I am showing because as a favorite, because if I'm baking something like cornbread, right? I don't want to use a huge thing of cornbread and use all those points. I have come up with a cornbread modification that allows me to bring it down to 1 point each, as long as I make 37 of them. 1 point each. So mini muffin pans are really good for that. And also, whatever else have I made in mini muffin pans? I have made I think just muffins. I think that's all. Yeah, muffins, and you can make lots of things in mini muffin pans. I'm just trying to think of what I made this week, but yeah, mini muffin pans are awesome. So I went out yesterday and bought the combination. This is a weird pattern on here, but that's all it had in the store. I just wanted to pick some up. So these are mini silicone muffin pans, and they have the same concept. Oh, another thing I've used the silicone pans for has been homemade chicken stock. So I make the chicken stock, and then I pour it in here, or chicken broth, whatever you want to call it, and I pour it in here, and then I'm able to just pop out these individual packs of these. So I plan to do the same kind of thing for here for maybe like fruit frozen desserts or anything like that. But I really got the silicone basically for the frozen kinds of things. And last but not least, I showed you last time my apron. As you can see by the dirt on here, I really need an apron in the kitchen. I really am like a messy cooker. When it comes to, like, I'll spill stuff on myself, or like I like to wipe my hands or whatever. I just, you know, don't want, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm a messy cooker, but I'm just saying, obviously people use aprons because cooking can be messy. That's what I mean to say. So, cooker, is that even a word? Messy cook. So yeah, so that is the apron that I showed you last time, but I want to show you these because I went to IKEA and they have some really good aprons. These are super sturdy. They are long, and they are like great for the plus size woman. So these, I got this one. This one is just plain. The next one, and I got them on clearance in the clearance section. So hopefully they're not getting rid of those. This one has a pocket in it, and this one is not as heavy as this one, but this one is like heavy. It almost feels like almost like a denim. I mean, it's so, denim is made out of cotton, but I'm saying it's such a heavy kind of cotton. Well lined, I love that. But this one is the pièce de résistance. Now, my daughter makes fun of it. She says it's not that cute. I really don't care about, you know, well, sure, if I can get cute one, I'll take it. But I love this because it's functional. It is really large. It fits over my whole entire body, and I weigh 240 something pounds, okay? And I'm tall too, like, you know, pretty tall. I'm 5 foot, like 7.5, something like that. And this one has 3 pockets, three pockets, and it has this little thing right here to put your dishcloth in, your you know, a towel and dish towel in, so that you can wipe your hands on this, as opposed to the way I have been wiping my hands on the black one. So for this one, I actually used this one. You can see a little bit of stuff here, and it doesn't look as dirty as the other one because I was able to put my towel in here. So love, love, love these. So that is it for my favorites, February favorites. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you enjoyed anything about this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that you can see next month's February favorites. And also, I'd just love to have you join me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ciao.